Sometimes I get a hold of gear that I'm just so excited about, I can't wait to show it to you. And this Insta360 AI camera is one of those things. So let's check it out today. This little webcam right here took me completely by surprise. I was not expecting it to be good at all, but wow, this thing is amazing. I haven't ever owned a webcam that was so easy to adjust and actually make it look good. Now this thing does 4K at 30 frames per second, 1080 at 60 frames per second. You can use it in portrait or landscape. It does HDR if you want that, and it sets up in seconds and will follow you anywhere. Let me show you how this thing works. Here is the box that the Insta360 comes in. I was surprised when I saw it. I definitely thought it was going to be bigger. Inside the box, you get the camera, obviously, and a cable right here. This is USB-C to USB-C, and then it has a little attachment so that you can go to regular USB, and it has a QR code that will take you to the page that has the software that you need to put on your system. It's really easy to get to. If you don't want to use the QR code, the URL is written right underneath it. So you just go to that page, download the software, and install it. And let me show you what the software looks like. Okay, so here's what the software looks like. It is really simple. You can go 1920, you can go 4K. It's pretty simple to use. Over here on the right, you've got your gimbal control. We'll get into that in a little bit. You've got your image settings, and this really impressed me. Now you can do auto exposure, white balance, brightness, contrast, saturation, sharpness. You can save it all as a preset. But I found it so ridiculously easy to get the kind of look that I want. It's really incredible, to be honest with you. I've never really been able to get a good look from a webcam before, but this thing, man, it rocks. It really does. So I can move all that down. I can desaturate the image. I can saturate it. I can get the kind of color and all that sort of stuff that I'm looking for. I really do like how easy it is to get the exact look that I'm going for. So for me, this is by far the best camera that I've ever used. You also have more settings over here. It tells you how to activate tracking and zooming and things like that. You can do it with simple hand gestures. So I can put my hand up like this and the camera will flash a different color light, and then I can just move my hand up to zoom in, or I can move my hand down to zoom out. It's pretty incredible. Now if I want the camera to follow me, all I have to do is hold up my hand and the lights on the camera will flash, and now the camera will follow me anywhere that I go. And it doesn't matter, it could be a huge room, it can be a small room, it will follow you. You want the camera to stop following you, all you have to do is put up your hand again, it will flash, now it's locked in place exactly where it is. You can also notice over here that it has a whiteboard mode. If you're interested in seeing how that works, you can actually go down here and select it. And the cool thing is it will show you this video right here that tells you how to set it up. It comes with these little stickers that you can put on the whiteboard, and it will automatically center everything and make sure that the whiteboard is in screen while you're doing a presentation. It also has an overhead mode, which is this button right here. If you have the camera set up properly, it will show your desk where you're working. So if you're doing some drawing or art or something like that, it's the perfect mode for that. As well as desk view mode, which this will show you in a little video exactly how that works. But as you can see, it is currently showing my desk. And of course, that's all based on how you have the camera set up. It's really awesome, super easy stuff to use. Over here in more settings, we can enable auto tracking. We can enable single tap tracking, which is pretty cool. We can select an AI zoom, which will give you headshots, half body shots, whole body shots, depending upon the room and the size that you're using. The AI will make sure that that happens. We can have autofocus or manual focus. There's streamer mode HDR, so you can definitely do HDR, 4K, and then we can mirror the image, which will flip it, obviously. There we go. You can update your firmware. You've got your serial number in here. Those are the extra settings. Over here in gimbal control, we can go ahead and zoom in, zoom out. We can move the camera around if we like, if we have it set up to do that. So there we go. We can pretty much set it up however we want. We can also load in preset positions for it. We can just toggle through those preset camera positions if we want. Really, really simple, easy, fantastic tool. Down here, we can take a screenshot, and right here, we can actually record video directly from the camera. Obviously, if you're using this for live streaming or something like that, it's incredibly easy. You're gonna wanna go ahead and click this button right here to turn the preview off. In fact, you don't even really need to have the software on to use it in OBS. So you just turn the preview off so it's not actually trying to render that out. And we open up our OBS and we can just click the plus, go to video capture device, and we'll call this one 360 and click OK. All we have to do is drop it down, Insta360, and bada bing, we're all set. Now let's go ahead and check out what the actual audio is like, the microphone on this thing. So this is the audio on the Insta360 camera. I'm going to move around a little bit. Let's go ahead and get it to follow me. I'm going to move around a little bit and we can see how the audio moves as you track. Now, needless to say, the camera will go 360 degrees. So let's get up and move around and see what we get. I don't know how good the audio is going to be if we went all the way over here to the side of the camera where the microphone is all the way over there. Well, let's see what the audio actually sounds like. I have no idea. It seems to be picking up my voice, according to what I'm seeing, very, very well. But you never know. So we'll move all the way over here to this side. And if the audio processing is as good as the video processing, maybe it's great. Let's take a listen. I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised at how good the audio is on the Insta360 as well. I was not expecting it to pick up the audio even when I'm nowhere near the actual microphone. It did a really nice job. Now, there is a lot of echo in there, and of course, when you have it very close to you, it's probably a little bit too much. But if you're back in the room, the way that this is supposed to be used, where you're farther away from the actual camera, it sounds pretty good, and with a little bit of audio processing, it probably could sound great. You might need to do a little bit of room treatment to take care of some of that echo that you get. And of course, I would just use a shotgun mic personally, a separate microphone. But I think the Insta360's audio is something you could definitely get away with using a little bit of processing. It's pretty awesome. Overall, you definitely get what you pay for when you buy a camera, and this one is a really good camera, so it doesn't necessarily come cheap. There are links in the description so you can check it out for yourself. And for the right type of stream, I think some people are really going to love this camera. It's absolutely amazing. Now, a couple of things that I didn't like about the camera. Well, you can't really do any audio adjustment at all in the software. You pretty much have to do that like in OBS. You can turn the volume down. Of course, you can add audio filters to it. But as far as the software goes, well, there's nothing you can do about the audio. There's not any way to control it or use it or mess around with it at all. Also, the USB-C cable that they provide you is not exactly very long. It's actually pretty short. So that kind of dictates where you can actually set this thing up depending upon the size of your room. Other than that, I think this thing is a masterpiece. I've never actually used a webcam that I would actually use on my live streams in any kind of reasonable way. So this thing is incredible. I highly recommend that you check it out if you do a stream that has the need for a camera that can move around. There are all kinds of streams that could use a camera like this, and it's really, really fun and easy to set up, and it looks incredible. The best looking webcam I've ever seen. Now I wanted to show you guys this right away because it's that time of year for great deals. And this little bad boy is being discounted until December 1st. There are links in the description so you can check it out. Now this thing is by no means cheap. It's a high quality webcam, and you'll know that right away when you actually use it. So if you're looking for an amazing webcam that can track you and do so much more, I highly recommend it. Now, if you want to see a video on how to add extra cameras to your live stream, you should check this one out. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks to help make you a better live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.